with CNN News 18 senior editor Palvi Ghosh.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Well, true to its name, the monsoon session is certainly going to be a very, very stormy one right behind me, the old and the new building. But some things don't change, and that is a confrontation between the government and the opposition parties. Well, gung-ho after that Bengaluru session where they came out with a new name, which is the acronym of India, the opposition has plenty on its platter to take on the government. Essentially, the topping the list, and we have been watching it. When topping the list has been several multiple adjournment notices given on the Manipur issue, even as those horrific videos come out of the state. But apart from that, for example, the ordinance issue, a point of confrontation between the opposition and the government once again. And this time round, we are going to see a semblance of opposition unity because the Congress party, which was till now the only reluctant one, has decided to join hands and support the AAP over the ordinance issue. Of course, apart from this, the usual issues and points raised by opposition parties is that alleged misuse of ED and the CBI by the BJP and the central government to target only those who are asking questions of them. In the midst of all this, Rahul Gandhi's disqualification issue comes up in Supreme Court. So all eyes will be also on that play out, on what impact will happen inside the monsoon session of Parliament and whether his disqualification is going to be revoked. That's going to be a very important news point. And of course, finally, whether the UCC bill will actually be brought in by the government by springing a surprise. Well, an all-party meeting did take place, as it usually does, a day before the Parliament session convenes. And in that all-party meeting, the government gave an assurance that all topics will be discussed, even Manipur. But equally, the BJP threw a googly by saying we also want a discussion on Bengal as well. First, let's listen in to the Parliamentary Affairs Minister and then the leader of the Congress party in Lok Sabha, Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary.
ऑल पार्टी फ्लोर लीडर्स मीटिंग बुलाया गया था 34 पार्टीज एंड 44 लीडर्स अटेंड किए हुए थे। बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण सजेशन भी आया है और सरकार के पास अभी 31 लिस्टेड आइटम्स है, आइडेंटिफाइड किया है। कितने फिगर बोले सर? 31 लेजिस्लेटिव आइटम्स है। उसमें किसको लाना और नहीं लाना वो तो हम डिसाइड करेंगे, लेकिन एटलीस्ट 31 आर फुल्ली रेडी नाउ लेजिस्लेटिव आइटम्स।
सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी अगर सदन चलाना चाहते हैं तो विपक्ष को जो सारे मुद्दे को सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी को ध्यान देना जो आवश्यक है, क्योंकि सदन चलाना सबसे बड़े फर्ज होता है सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी का। हम लोग बाहर से आए हैं, घूमने लिए नहीं, दिल्ली में घूमने के लिए बाहर से नहीं आए, सदन के अंदर चर्चा करने के लिए, शिरकत करने के लिए, अहम बात रखने के लिए, आम लोगों को भावनाओं को पेश करने के लिए हम लोग यहाँ आए हैं। तो सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी कम से कम वो भी थोड़ा अपने दिलों की दरवाजा थोड़ा बढ़ा दे और थोड़ा उदारता के साथ सारे विपक्ष को सदन के अंदर बात रखने को मौका दे।
Okay, joining me now is Arunima, who's also reporting from the Parliament. So Arunima, we know what the opposition want, we know what the government wants, but the morning begins with multiple notices coming in from the opposition benches, really, as far as the Manipur issue. What is the likelihood of the government actually having an urgent discussion on it?
As far as legislative business goes, what is listed is not very controversial. There is the Cinematograph Act there. There's also a biodiversity bill in Rajya Sabha, so nothing controversial there. The worry is, will the House function? We have seen what has happened in the last few sessions is that the first 2-3 days there is repeated adjournment, hardly any work happens. Today, when the Manipur issue is dominating, when that ghastly video has really shaken the conscience of the country, there is more reason for the opposition to reach, they have reached the well of the House in the past also. You could see a repeat today morning also, both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And my guess is that the House could get adjourned over Manipur repeated times. The government has said we are willing to discuss Manipur, but the way those notices have been framed, Ranjit Ranjan, for example, in Rajya Sabha, wants a discussion on why the Prime Minister is silent. So they're not just wanting a discussion on Manipur, they're specifically wanting to pin down the Prime Minister on the issue, something that the government will not be comfortable with at all. So I think, like I said, precedent, if that is anything to go by, you could well see repeated adjournments today, perhaps tomorrow also.
And I'm just going to quickly go across to Shireen. Shireen, we've seen the WCD minister. In fact, Shireen is at the Congress headquarters. Shireen, we've seen the WCD minister, Smriti Irani, actually tweeting it out late last night, where she also said, I spoke to the Manipur chief minister. And even as we speak, in a short while from now, the Congress women leaders will be holding a press conference. Clearly, they would want to put the pressure going on the government on the Manipur issue. And you just reported an all-party delegation is what they are pitching for. But apart from that, I mean, is this what is going to become the battle between the two sides, particularly for the Congress party, would you say, inside Parliament?
Well, just a day before the monsoon parliament session, the video that has, this disturbing video that has in fact surfaced on social media, clearly is something that is going to be taken up by the opposition parties. We have seen the bunch of adjournment notices that has in fact been moved by the opposition parties. That includes the RJD, the Congress. Asuddin Owaisi has also in fact moved a notice regarding a discussion on Manipur. Now, what I want to highlight is that it is not just going to be inside Parliament, but outside Parliament as well. There is going to be a number of protests and press conferences regarding the Manipur issue. The sources within the Congress party has been saying that they are going to make this their priority. This is going to be their main agenda as far as this monsoon parliament session is concerned. There are three demands with which the opposition party is going to corner the government. One is the resignation of the Manipur chief minister. Apart from that, they need in fact a statement or a proper response from the government that could be in the form of the Home Minister or the Prime Minister is what the demand at this point is coming. Third, they want an all-party delegation to be sent to Manipur. They have in fact been saying that this was a demand that they have made earlier as well, but the excuse that was given by the government was that the situation is still sensitive and volatile in Manipur, and given the situation, the law and order situation, there needs more time to decide what is the timeline when an all-party delegation could be sent. Now, with this video being surfacing, the opposition parties are going to press this issue. They are going to say that they want to go to Manipur as soon as possible. So we have to, of course, see whether that will be entertained by the government at this point. But like I pointed out, not just inside the Parliament, outside the Parliament as well, there is going to be a number of protests that are going to raise this issue. Just moments from now, Congress MP Ranjita Ranjan, who has also in fact moved an adjournment motion to discuss on Manipur, is going to address this press conference along with other women leaders of the Congress party, and they are going to put forth what is going to be their demand as far as the Manipur issue is concerned. So we have to see how the government responds to these demands that are going to be made by the opposition.
Okay, and they are not going to be placated by a response coming in from the Home Minister. They want the Prime Minister to speak up. I'm just going to come back to you, Shireen, and also to Arunima. But let's go through all the reactions which we have been getting over the last 24 hours, really, even as we are heading for a stormy monsoon session.
हमारी बेंगलोर में भी बैठक हुई थी 26 पार्टियों की, और सभी ने एक सहमति थी, सर्वसम्मति थी कि मणिपुर का इशू पहला इशू है, सर्वोपरि इशू है इस सत्र में। इसके अलावा जो संघीय ढांचा पर आक्रमण हो रहा है मोदी सरकार के द्वारा, उनके नुमाइंदों के द्वारा, गवर्नर एलजी के द्वारा, जो दुरुपयोग हो रहा है संस्थाओं की, जो भय और जो एक राजनीतिक प्रतिशोध की राजनीति जो दिखाई दे रही है, और ख़ास तौर से जो राज्य सरकारों के संवैधानिक हक हैं, जिम्मेदारियां हैं, उन पर आक्रमण हो रहा है। तो ये दूसरा मुद्दा है। तीसरा मुद्दा है कमर तोड़ महंगाई। आप देख ही रहे हैं, सब्जी, दाल, चावल सभी में सरकार दावा कर रही है कि इन्फ्लेशन रेट, मुद्रास्फीति की दर घट रहा है, पर यहाँ लोग परेशान हैं।
माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार की तरफ से हर सेशन के पहले सभी पार्टियों को बुलाया जाता है और उनके सुझाव लिए जाते हैं। इसीलिए हम अपोजिशन को अपना मानते हैं और इसीलिए हमने वो भी मुद्दा उठाया कि भाई अपोजिशन ने हंगामा नहीं करना चाहिए।